So, let me guess, you're thinking about moving to Melbourne, Florida. Melbourne is home to rocket launches, sunshine, and oh yeah, complaints. Because for every person that says Melbourne is paradise, there's someone screaming to the void about traffic on Wickham Road. You're gonna wanna stick around because today I'm breaking down the 12 things people absolutely can't stand about Melbourne. We're gonna have facts, locals' opinions, and a few surprises you didn't expect. And no, it's not just about the heat. And oh yeah, drop a comment below if you agree or disagree with anything on this list. I want to know your thoughts. And before you get all keyboard warrior on me, this isn't hate. It's just the reality people talk about behind closed doors. I've lived there. I've helped people move there. I also hear them vent. So this is real talk. The first complaint is heat and humidity here. Okay guys, hear me out. Florida isn't just hot. It's soupy hot. In Melbourne, summer isn't seasonal. It's a way of life. To kind of put it in perspective, from late May to September, you have daily highs on average of 86 degrees Fahrenheit, peaking at around 89 degrees Fahrenheit in August. And the average humidity hovers around 76%, with dew points around 72 degrees Fahrenheit in the summer. That makes the air feel like a warm, wet blanket. And when it comes to muggy days, we have a whopping 7 months from April to late November, where this time is considered muggy, with August logging in all 31 days as uncomfortable. When it comes to the heat index, while the exact daily stats are scant for Melbourne, nearby East Orlando, Florida, we see around 113 days a year over 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Crazy. This means more than a third of the year feels like a sauna. No exaggeration. And it's not just hot, it's sticky hot. Walking outside feels like stepping into someone's armpit. And if you think I'm being dramatic, come see for yourself. No, literally. Come take a flight and you'll feel it as soon as they open those terminal doors. I promise. Number 2, we're gonna step away from the heat and start talking about these bugs out here. Mosquitoes, no-see-ums, love bugs. Oh my. Locals joke that mosquitoes should be Florida state bird. And if you're near a body of water after sunset without bug spray, trust me, you're the buffet. But since we don't live in the Stone Age, there are ways to combat that. Stay with me now. There is this bug spray called Off. You know, you spray this thing on your body, bugs just kind of leave you alone. Can't say I didn't warn you. Listen, this thing called Off is practically magic. Number 3 is Wickham Road and the traffic here. Now, if you've ever driven down Wickham Road during rush hour, you know the pain. This is Brevard County's commuter artery, and it's packed, completely packed. To kind of put it in perspective, Wickham Road shoves through roughly 33,000 to 38,000 vehicles every weekday. With those numbers, it makes it one of the county's busiest north and south roads. That's crazy. And when it comes to rush hour, locals report near standstill conditions, especially from 4:30 to 6 p.m., where a 15-minute quick drive can stretch to 45 minutes. And you know what that means. Less driving and more meditation in the car. So windows up, air conditioner blasting, thinking deep thoughts. Just kidding. I'm just joking. Please don't meditate in the car. Now, the Brevard Vision Zero traffic safety data flagged between Wickham and Pineda Causeway. Now, let me throw some fun facts at you. The Brevard Vision Zero traffic safety data flag Wickham between Pineda Causeway and NASA Boulevard as a serious high injury zone. Accidents and near misses are alarmingly high there. So please, if you're driving in those areas, don't add to the madness. Don't meditate like I said before. Just drive with both hands on the wheel. That's all. So now when it comes to weather closures, add flooding into the mix. Road closures like the one from Parkway Boulevard to Leisure Way due to stormwater are not uncommon during heavy rain pours and tropical downpours as well. So yeah, Wickham's the road where everyone becomes a bumper watcher. And it can also turn into a place where you're praying for a green light that never seems to come. Listen, if you think it's just locals just whining about everything, wait till you're heating leftover dinners in your car because you're stuck on US 192. And there's 3 more things on this topic. They're just real, and they can be real annoying, but it comes with the territory. Thinking about relocating but want to avoid these pain points? I've helped dozens of clients find just the right spot in Melbourne that fits their lifestyle. Oh yeah, and their patience level. Go ahead and schedule a quick call with me, and I could possibly help you too. Okay, reason number 4 is the lack of nightlife here. Listen, after 9 p.m., Melbourne starts to feel like a cozy retirement enclave. Not exactly party central. Sure, downtown does have its share of bars, places like Food Bar, Whiskey Business, Debauchery, and even a rooftop lounge or two. These places serve good craft drinks, and there's occasional live music at spots like Hotel Melby and Iron Oak Post. I say all that to say, Don't expect Miami-style clubs or 3 a.m. craziness. You'll be out there by yourself. Plus, most of these places I just mentioned, they usually close around midnight, so you can't say I didn't warn you. To add to that, locals call the nightlife scarce, clubs are far and few in between, and there's no real bar district to go through. So, if you're someone whose night doesn't start until after dark, well, Melbourne may not exactly be Scottsdale or South Beach, and for some, that may catch you off guard. Another reason why people hate Melbourne is the public transportation. So yeah, they've got this thing called Space Coast Area Transit, and sure, they've added real-time tracking and free student passes. That's sweet, but the rest? It's like waiting on the miracle bus. Expect hourly schedules, near-zero weekend runs, and drivers who might show up eventually. Meanwhile, your errands, unless you're lucky enough to live downtown, they require a car. No joke. The walk score gives Melbourne a 33. That's straight up car territory. Another reason is, you guessed it, snowbird season. So, from mid-November through April, or even October to April, according to snowbird guides, Melbourne suddenly transformed into a straight up hotspot, meaning the population is going to spike up by 5% countywide. That also means restaurants are going to be jam-packed, pharmacy lines are going to be stretched out the door, and parking at your local Publix becomes a treasure hunt. Snowbirds. For those of you who don't know, these are seasonal residents escaping northern cold, and they all flood right here. Now, Brevard County report noted this surge especially affects US 1, State Road 520, A1A, and oh yeah, even our Publix parking lots fill up very fast compared to before. And it's not just driving. These morning coffee meetups, suddenly there's a wait. Prescription refills, add 20 minutes to that wait. And when it comes to the parking lot, good luck scoring a front row spot. And also reason number 7 is construction zones. Now, if you thought Melbourne was just sunny beaches and rocket launches, you're getting dumped on by these orange cones. Here's a case in point. Evans Road has been closed for about 5 months straight. That's a half a year's rerouted. And it's just south of Hibiscus Boulevard, which is already a bunch of traffic. Now, the county and FDOT have over a dozen major projects right now, from A1A upgrades to US 1 work, plus bridges and drainage. And on top of that, the county handles maintenance for literally 1,100 miles of road. Oh yeah, Nellis Road, after the I-95 interchange was added in 2020, traffic shot through the roof. They've been planning a $39 million widening for years, and it still hasn't started yet. Hell, in March of 2025, local officials had to kick in another $25 million just to push the project towards a 2026 start. So yeah, it's a growth city, but an infrastructure lag city. That means constant detours, delays, noise, and it's construction hell. Oh yeah, and it's also everyday life here. So we're only halfway through, and yes, there are still a few bigger complaints coming. And if you're watching this thinking, I can handle that, just wait until we get to number 10. Reason number 8, HOA overload. All right, let's talk about something that makes a lot of locals quietly rage, the HOAs. And yeah, homeowners associations, you think they're just buying a house in Melbourne, Florida? Think again. You might also be signing up for a rule book thicker than a college textbook. Man, some of these HOAs are wild. I'm talking rules about your mailbox color, the number of weeds you're allowed before a warning letter, and even how tall your grass can grow. And yes, there's actually an HOA in Melbourne that charges you just to apply for a paint color change. Crazy, right? I seen this guy on Reddit. He said he got hit with a $250 fine because his mailbox looked dirty. You heard that right. But it wasn't. It was literally just black. But it wasn't HOA approved black. Welcome to Melbourne, I guess. Let's talk money. Some HOA dues in Melbourne, especially in master planned or gated communities like Baytree, Heritage Isles, or parts of Vieira, go from $100 to over $350 a month. And that's on top of your mortgage, your insurance, and your taxes, and everything else you're already paying for. And here's the funny part. You might not even use the amenities you're paying for. Never step foot in the pool? Doesn't matter. Didn't use a clubhouse or the gym? You still owe the fee. In fact, Florida as a whole ranks as the top state with the most expensive HOA fees. You heard that right. And a big chunk of that comes from places like, you guessed it, Melbourne and Palm Bay. Where rapid development meets tight control. And here's the kicker. If you don't follow the rules or you're late on your payments, they can fine you, put a lien on your property. Oh yeah, and even start foreclosure proceedings. All because your lawn gnome didn't match the HOA approved color scheme. Crazy, right? Seriously, There's a Florida homeowner who had to go to court simply because his fence wasn't see-through enough. That's really a thing here. Now, to be fair, some people love HOAs. You get well-kept streets, your home value stays steady, and caring from the HOA probably does mean well. But if you're someone who wants a flamingo mailbox, a purple door, or a vegetable garden in your front yard, you better double check before moving in. Listen, if you want to avoid the strictest HOAs or find a community with flexible rules, I've helped dozens of buyers pick the right spot without the headaches. Book a quick call with me using the information on the screen as well as in the description below, and I'll show you where to look. Treat yourself, don't cheat yourself. Another reason is number 9, hurricane and insurance woes. Let's talk storms and money, or more like how much money storms cost you. If you're buying a home in Melbourne, you're going to want to brace yourself. Florida's homeowner insurance is about 3 times the national average. MacGyver an average cost of $5,400 a year, or around $4,400 if you want a solid hurricane deductible built in. That's right. Compared to the rest of the US, Floridians are paying over $3,000 more annually just to protect their home. And the bills keep rolling in. Rates jumped roughly 7% in 2024. And some areas saw insurers raise rates by a whopping 72% over 5 years. The culprit? You guessed it, hurricanes. Helene and Milton slammed into the state in 2024, causing insured losses in the tens of billions. That blows up reinsurance costs, which filters down to our premiums. Big-time insurers have either bailed or limited their footprints, leaving Citizens Insurance as a backup. And in Brevard County, you're looking at around $2,700 a year higher than many Florida counties. Oh, and we're not even going to talk about the national average, so I'll leave it at that. Bottom line, living near the beach means hurricane risk and hurricane price insurance. And if you don't budget for it, you're in for a rude financial wake-up call. Now, do you want to see what areas are less prone to flooding or have more affordable insurance zones? I've helped map them out for my clients. You may want to book a call with the info above, and let me get you the inside scoop. Treat yourself, don't cheat yourself. And also number 10. Now number 10, the job market can be limited. Okay, let's talk money. Because if you move here, but you can't land a good paying job, even the beaches feel a little less golden. Melbourne sits right in the Space Coast, where aerospace and defense jobs dominate. You've got giants like L3 Harris, Northrop Grumman, and Embraer, plus the airport and Space Force Base. But that's not the whole picture. Most other industries struggle to match the demand. A Bureau of Labor Statistics snapshot from 2024 of May shows Palm Bay and Melbourne average a wage of $31 an hour, slightly below the US average of $32 an hour. So what does that mean? If you're a software whiz or aerospace engineer, this place is begging for you. But if you're in retail, hospitality, or a general admin gig, it can feel like a job desert. Many people here either commute up to Orlando for more options or rely on remote work. And if you're not in those hot sectors, salaries are capped, even as rent and insurance continues to climb. Listen, if you're eyeing Melbourne, you're going to want to line up your career first. Know which industries are thriving, because that insight can save you from a long commute or a low-paying job. So to kind of recap that, Melbourne's aerospace, defense, and tech hubs pay very well, and they're growing fast. But everything else lags behind the national average. So you're going to want to be strategic before you move here. And our 12th reason is cultural and entertainment options are very limited here. Okay, so you love art and big shows, right? Melbourne does have heart, like the Henniger Center, Murals in O'Galley, and the smaller museums. But it's like watching indie films at a hip cafe. Super cool, but not a blockbuster premiere. So for major productions, you're gonna drive. The 2,000-seat King Center brings in acts like symphonies or touring comedians, but nothing compared to the 10,000+ seat venues in Tampa or Orlando. So you gotta pick and choose your battles. In sports, if you're into NBA, NFL, or the MLB, you gotta hit I-95 North or West. Here is whether you'll catch a college lacrosse game or a high school football scrimmage. So look, if you're happy with chill arts, local festivals, and a low-key sports scene, you'll be fine here. But if your soul craves the energy of big city shows, just know you'll be packing your car and heading to Orlando or Tampa, and even Miami in some instances. Listen, if you're still here, this tells me 2 things. 1, you're curious, and 2, you want the real deal before you move here. So here's your reward. So here's the twist. The Despite the bugs, the heat, the hurricanes, and yes, even Wickham Road, people are still moving to Florida. And not just a few, Brevard County added over 10,000 new residents just last year alone. And they're not moving here by accident. For a lot of folks, the trade-offs are absolutely worth it. First, you're never more than 15 to 20 minutes from the beach. You can literally clock out of work, grab a beach chair, and be toes in the sand before dinner. We have beaches like Indy Atlantic and Satellite Beach. They're clean, they're peaceful, and you're not fighting tourists for towel space. Also, there's low crime compared to other cities, in Florida at least. Melbourne's not crime-free, but compared to a lot of Florida cities this size, it's safer than most. The violent crime rate here is around 2.2 per 1,000 residents, lower than the state average. That means you can feel a little more at ease walking your dog at night or letting the kids ride their bikes. Also, we have A-rated school zones here. We have West Shore Junior Senior High, ranked one of the best in the state. Suntree Elementary, they're also A-rated. In fact, Brevard County was ranked the #3 best school district in all of Florida this year. So if you're raising kids and looking for a strong public education, Melbourne's got some gems. You can't sleep on Melbourne now. When it comes to parks, wildlife, and outdoor living, this place is a playground for nature lovers. We're talking more than 39 public parks, the Indian River Lagoon, and if you're lucky, you'll spot manatees cruising past you. And if you're lucky, you'll spot manatees cruising past your backyard dock. Seriously, it's one of the best parts of living here. And yeah, some neighborhoods do have bad internet, but if you're in areas like Vieira, Suntree, or even downtown Melbourne, you've got fiber internet, co-working cafes, and fast-growing infrastructure. Xfinity and AT&T are offering speeds over 1,000 megabits per second in most core zip codes. Look, Melbourne isn't perfect. No place is. But if you're looking for that sweet spot between relaxed beach life and modern living, without the chaos of Miami or the coast of Naples, this place might just surprise you. And if you're serious about moving here, let's make sure you're choosing the right part of Melbourne that fits your lifestyle. I help people like you avoid pain points and essentially lock in the lifestyle they're actually after. Text or call this number to schedule a call with me, and I'm always here to help. So, there you have it. 12 things people hate about living in Melbourne, Florida. But now you're informed. And when you're informed, you win. Smash that like button if you found this video helpful. And don't forget to subscribe if you want more brutally honest takes on life on Florida's Space Coast. And I may call the next video 12 reasons why people love it here. See you guys in the next one.